Let's see. AWR Trooper, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Leia, Dagobah, Luke, Stormtrooper, Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, but I did not see a Mandalorian yet.
Uh,
Which is unfortunate because I am looking forward to that for sure. It's supposed to be customizable apparently, so
mm,
uh, but I'm suspecting we'll get a bunch of that stuff on the 15th actually. So
hope so.
fingers crossed for that.
Been
Oh,
saving my
I,
V Bucks.
right. Turn on the other light here in my living room so everybody can see how ugly I am. But all right. Now that we have done that shop thing, uh, we will hop into K and K, and we can start this whole shebang. Uh, the again here my loading screen. I set this for Kaverns and Klombos so everybody can be forever reminded who the bad guy is. Let's see. We got a couple people in chat already. Welcome to chat. I unfortunately had top chat sorted instead of hey, look at that. All right. I just turned on timestamps. I don't know if that will will change anything, but it's kind of neat. Um, yeah. Okay, this is right where we left off. So just as a brief overview and synopsis, Caverns and Klombos, based on Dungeons and Dragons. Lots of little punny things like that going on in the world. But our players, uh, these individuals we find before us, are all
Hello.
part of this world now that we're currently playing and called
What's going on,
Playwelia.
Gmo?
And the story of Playwelia is long
Good
and
old Caverns and
storied, but
Klombos.
the
Can you
gist of it
hear me right now?
is once upon a time, the
Okay.
first person to arrive um, created the world, or the world was created around them. And with them came, you know, aspects of,
I'm making sure
naturally
that
the duality that, you know,
when I mute
is
myself on
seen
Discord, I'm
throughout the
not picked up
universe.
on the
So
team
the way
chat.
it was described was he was the light, but his first footstep cast the first shadow. Um, and then certain aspects of this follower or arriver rather, um, were personified by a group of other individuals who joined him. And those newer individuals chose one side of the duality and he represented the other, which brought a cataclysm to the world. History was lost, but it forever scarred the world with a dark energy. Hey, Surya, welcome to the chat. Um, Now, that dark energy uh, attracted other dark energy to the planet, which introduced technology and certain aspects of that reality to the inhabitants of Playwelia. Um, Certain things that they had never considered before. Well, a lot of stuff technology-wise, obviously they'd never seen or heard before. Um, at one point, the war that drove that darkness to Playwelly in the first place, their war followed them here, and they were driven out again. And that loss caused the red skin tomato people to try and reconnect with that source of power and energy that they had, discovered through these uh, uh, visitors, if you will. Um, and in doing so, they brought about a second cataclysm to.
Hey, Zone. Uh, that's really cool. To the bam. My wife is Brazilian. Welcome to Caverns and Klombos. It's a Lego Fortnite meets Dungeons and Dragons. I don't talk as much during the stream because it's a game sesh, but come on in and chillax and enjoy.
Some of our players were summoned to the world through rifts, dark magic, because they were variants of those heroes of old, and they needed their essence in order to break the seal and re-release the darkness. And as we've been going along, we've been discovering, the history of the world. We've been discovering the lore, and most recently,
It's pretty cool. My wife's actually from Porto Alegre. I never got a chance. Our airplanes always fly into Sao Paulo, but we never have stayed there yet. Well, I haven't. What's going on, Jax? How are you? Welcome to Caverns and Klombos.
didn't step all over Monday's recap. But that's where we find ourselves. Hey, good to see you too, whichever one you are, Banandrew. It's weird the villagers have speech bubbles now. I mean, it's kind of neat, but it's also, I feel obligated to talk to him now,
Absolutely. And also, your recap actually fills in some of the gaps that my recap kind of left out. So I think it won't hurt at all.
All right, perfect. But yeah, the darkness in this realm of Playwelia has been defeated by certain artifacts each time. So we have just found the first of the artifacts. We're not sure how many there are, but if there was 7 heroes, there's probably 7 at least. And yeah. What do you want to do a recap there, Monday?
Yes.
What's going on, Adrian Voss? Welcome to Caverns and Klombos. Dungeons and Dragons meets Lego Fortnite.
Madcap Tuesday recap, or Monday's
Tuesday Madcap recap.
That's right. Monday's Tuesday Madcap recap. And
heck yeah, man, appreciate that. Thank you.
Kaverns and Klombos, our heroes, Monday, Musa, Spicy, and Brock, return to home base to plan their next moves and sell off all their treasures from their recent vault adventures. After counting their gold, they met with the Onceler and shared everything they had learned. He led them to a new land, Pele Fel Offia, a dense and mysterious jungle. There they met the legendary Grandanena, an ancient living banana with a beard so magnificent, Monday nearly tried to set it on fire just to see what would happen. The Grandanena revealed that he's been rooted in this world since the very beginning, and hinted that other powerful beings like him may be hidden as well. He shared the origins of the world. A man known as the First Llama arrived and the world was generated around him. 4 friends joined him, but over time their good intentions faded around this. Over time their good intentions faded. Around the same time, a war in a faraway galaxy ended, and one surviving faction brought new technology and corruption to this new world. They eventually left, but their influences remained. In an effort to contact them again, people built acoustic resonators and many powerful structures, unknowingly inviting danger. The energy our heroes tap into it was also revealed that the energy our heroes tap into, arcane and holy mojo, actually comes from a singular mojo lost to this world known as science, tied to these ancient forces. The Grandanena taught the party how to sever the connection between the ancient powers that once roamed the land and their so-called mothership, or ship with a mother, ? He pointed them to an ancient cave inside where they could perform their actions to advance further into their quest to sever the connection. Inside, they triggered the deadliest trap they have ever encountered and took heavy damage. And they survived. And it was also very funny at the same time. You should definitely go back and watch it. If you have not, it's a great episode. Anyway, They survived and fought off enemies within a series of ancient structures. They also found very powerful ancient magical weapons and artifacts. A magic axe, a magic dagger, an ancient lightsaber, and a magical shield. Monday was severely wounded but saved by Musa. The party left the cave stronger, and that's where we left off to tonight. Join us for a special Q&A
Yeah,
stream
Adrian, I could
to
follow.
reflect,
I could
ask
add you.
questions, and see
Oh,
if
well,
our
you add
heroes are
me,
truly
but
on the right path, or if their actions are headed straight for complete and total chaos.
Are you talking about on YouTube or on Fortnite? Because if you can just send me a request. Otherwise, I'll find you on YouTube.
Is the ancient lightsaber in Playwelia belongs to one of the 7 heroes named Roma. She was a moon druidess, and as the legend in Playwelia goes, the blade is comprised of pure moonlight, and was the weapon that was used to sever Mortho, the evil wizard in the story's casting hand, rendering
Oh.
him unable to provide aid to Zarya, which enabled them to finally defeat him.
Oh, that is definitely a relevant piece of information. That means it would be called the Moon Saber?
Just the Moonblade.
Moonblade. Okay, cool. I will
Yeah.
note that down.
I feel like saber is a specific shape, you know?
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
The moon rapier, kind of. But yeah, no, the moon sword. But a recurring theme in Caverns and Klombos is that of duality. You know, the opposing forces of, you know, good and evil, light and dark. That is also true, coincidentally, about the artifacts too. For example, we have the Moonblade, and those of you who have been with us from the beginning, from when Martho and Zarya were released from their prisons, you guys have met that weapon's sister weapon, or brother weapon perhaps, the Sunblade, which is, of course, a red lightsaber. So yeah, we got that going on. But yeah, somebody should murder that thing over there. If Trone distracts it, then Remy and Monday can get behind it with their daggers and poke it in the spine a bunch. See, look at that. You punch him right in the spleen, Monday.
I think I also might have accidentally also punched Trone's follower, but they'll respawn.
Yeah. That's fair. You guys actually can dismiss the banana natives if you like. They they have provided their service diligently and faithfully, but now they have to go back to their banana wives.
No, Banana Drea. I was hoping to
Later,
take
banana dudes.
Okay, I'll send
They
them.
just run off into nothingness.
Bye.
Basically. And yet, it's
That's
still
actually
the
pretty
right way, no matter which way they go.
Bye.
Kick rocks, banana dude. I want to watch him run and disappear. Oh no, they're over there. They're trying to get back to their house. They just ran into a rock. They're actually running home. That's amazing. All right. So, do you folks have any burning questions, or even just any, curiosities about the story or about what we're trying to.
I actually do have a question, but it's not necessarily related to the story. It's related to the meta of the actual game itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And that's something too. Like we, I don't expect tonight anybody to necessarily be in character or anything. Like we are 100% metagaming tonight. So.
Awesome. So yeah, I have noticed as a player for quite a bit of time now that when we are in turn-based combat and turn-based play, if we get respawned, there's a whole process of having to resurrect, go to the thing, get insurance, have a license to be respawned, all that good stuff. So I have also noticed that normally, I'm not going to name any names, but me, I died quite a bit in non-sequential combat. So like in the combat that is full action and not actually K&K mechanics. And I was wondering how we explain how we like factor that in, because I've died quite a bunch of times, but we haven't had to go through all the hassle of like resurrecting me.
So in Dungeons and Dragons, when your character goes down, when you hit 0 hit points, you're not actually done. So for 3 turns after that, each time your turn comes up for 3 rounds, you would roll to make a save and if you make your save, which of course gets progressively harder, the more times you fail it, to stabilize, which means that you're at 0 hit points, but you're not gone yet. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And during those 3 turns, the other players have the option to try and get to you or cast a spell or whatever to help stabilize or heal you. If someone can reach you and stabilize you, or if you make your own save, you're technically not dead. You're technically not despawned. You're still laying there on the ground in like the BR down but not out state. Maybe not able to crawl, but you're just unconscious essentially.
So basically, even though I've respawned a bunch, I haven't actually respawned. I've just been down, and thankfully enough, I have never respawned alone. I've never gone down alone. I've always been around the party, and they have been gracious enough to pick me up every time.
Right, exactly. So even if a brute does his splash attack and it knocks you out of your down but not out state, because we have it in Lego too, obviously. Then you're still technically there, So,
awesome.
Now,
thank you so much for the clarification.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, say somebody wasn't able, say you failed all 3 of your saves, and then also someone wasn't able to stabilize you. Oh, get out of here, crab. Then you would despawn. And that would lead to, like, in the beginning, when your bones had to be brought to the priest to have you physically resurrected. Which, is a standard D&D fare. It doesn't happen often, but, sometimes it's a plot device, sometimes, you know what I mean? And sometimes you just want a new character, you know what I mean? So, I'm gonna armor up here since we're just running around in circles. But hey, Joe Mama, welcome to the chat. Our entire party died our first dragon, and it was over. Yeah, dragons are no joke. They are, yeah, they're just not anything that a low level party should face ever. Take that, crab, and probably Trone a little bit too. But all right. Serious that I guess we were playing it wrong. No, it sounds like your DM was playing it wrong. Because that's one thing about this game. Your dungeon master, or as it's called in K&K, your cavern master, isn't supposed to be your enemy and trying to win per se. So they should have put the time into figuring out if the objective was too hard or not. There's challenge ratings and stuff even listed in most of the materials. So, yeah, you guys may not have done a single thing wrong. It's just a dragon. They're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to beat them. Let's see. There's Joe Mama just popped in. Do you have any questions about Caverns and Klombo, Joe Mama? We're doing a little Q&A tonight, and just doing some easy breezy mechanics. That is something I would like to figure out, actually, guys, at some point. Like somebody get a charm on that only gives 1 armor, and then somebody get another that does 2 armor, stuff like that. And see, not only, hey, that used to do no damage when you blocked. What's going on? Ugh. Oh yeah, that doesn't work.
I do have a couple other questions, but I don't want to be the only one asking questions. So just let me know when you want me to ask, if you need me to.
Does anybody else have anything they wanted to clarify, or questions about lore? Any game mechanics that we have used, or anything that should have been blocking? Anything that we haven't used even? Or maybe this guy will help you. Get him. Don't fight him, Spicy. He's your friend. But yeah, like I was saying, I want to see the armor versus parts versus the numbers that pop up to try and do exactly what apparently Syria's Dungeon Master didn't figure out. Find out.
Hey, Caesar. The way you fly is in either survival mode or sandbox mode. It's in options. You can just turn on and you just double jump and you can fly. It's in the settings.
Yeah, that's a yeah. If your DM ever asks you, are you sure about that? You should definitely rethink your decision. But yeah, because those things are stuff that I can't really figure out on my own. I can you can say a sword does 7 damage, or you can say a dagger does 3, but how does that translate? We've seen obviously the difference between party members, but it would be good for me to have a chart that and that might also, everybody's always wondered what the difference between, a frost villager and a grasslands villager. Maybe there is, and maybe we'll figure it out by getting these numbers. So, got a fun chat. Remy, did you have anything on your mind?
Not so much. Just actually, like, what was the catalyst for you to decide to make Lego Fortnite Dungeons and Dragons, like a Dungeons and Dragons Lego Fortnite?
Well, to be fair, I thought when we got our first leaks and everything that we were getting pretty much that. I thought we were getting a little RPG, that style thing, and of course, then the weapons, all swords and shields and stuff like that. Uh, it seemed like the obvious direction for it. It was already medievally themed. It was already had these different aspects. Um, and then the ability to build in it, of course, is crazy. And then I was in a Discord a while back, and one of the original playtesters actually in a chat said something to the effect was like, wouldn't it be crazy if there was D&D? And I didn't, I had the idea, but I didn't think anyone would be interested, so I didn't put any work into it. And then all of a sudden I had people who were interested in playtesters, and so the work began. And yeah, it was something that I saw as doable, and I wanted to do it. Once I have a deadline. But yeah, I guess to answer your question, just the game itself being set up the way it was initially, and then it just took someone else saying that they would want to, like, I'm on it. So here we are.
Pretty cool. Thank you for that.
Definitely. Lemonade. Is there going to be a point we respec, you said?
Yeah. Like right now, I'm an illusionist. What if I wanted him to be a fighter instead?
Yeah, that's one of the issues with K&K, obviously, that we're going to run into over and over is the difference between a lot of things is just going to be a like description, because for example, like I can't do anything about the difference between like a magic missile and a icy blast. They're all a blaster of some variety.
Hey, Kiko. Welcome to Kaverns and Klombos. This is Dungeons and Dragons in Lego Fortnite style. Today's like a Q&A where we're just kind of answering questions about the game. So if you have any, you're welcome to ask them.
The abilities that they have or don't have, based on their class.
Main reason being the ability Portent. You roll 2d20 at the beginning of every day, and you can modify any roll with those 2d20.
Right.
So if somebody rolls a 1, you can make it, say, a 16 you rolled.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely talk about changing your class. But like I was saying, or excuse me, not your class, but your specialization or whatever they call it in 5th edition. Your school
right?
of magic? Yeah, school of magic.
Yeah.
It's never changed. What am I talking about?
I'm just gonna sorry, I'm just gonna step away real quick for like 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
No problem. But yeah, we can definitely talk about that. But again, most of that stuff is going to be descriptive. In actual game mechanics, there's not a lot of difference between like a warlock and a wizard or a
Hey, can I get a revive? I don't know where I'll respawn at.
Oh, I'm coming.
Just
See if I can get there. And that's been honestly part of the problem for what was I gonna say? Oh, right, the subclasses for different archetypes. Because there's already these limitations that we have to deal with in game, in the game's mechanics. So You know, for example, like your rage instead is actually just eating food, you know? You know, so it gives you a couple extra hearts and, you know, it allows you to take a little bit more damage, you know, but, uh, you know, like the different, you know, actual subclasses like Totem of the Bear versus Totem of the Wolf or something, you know what I mean? Like there's not a lot that,
Well, I
that
got a
can
couple
be
of
done for variation.
ideas on stuff like that,
Right on.
like
Um,
Berserk trait added to weapons of a frenzied Berserker barbarian, or different charms used for a Totem of the Bear one.
yeah. Um, which is fine if we only had that one class to balance, but it has to be
Exactly.
balanced against all the other classes as well, which is again, like the hardest thing to do is to make all this work right, you know, and to still seem like D&D. And there's obviously way more you can do on paper than we can do in the like box that we are forced to work in here. You know, if they add more items, if they add, you know, like equipment slots or something, you know what I mean, then we can really, you know, start making really more specific characters. But right now with the stuff that we have, it's difficult. Um, you know, I had thought about adding different runes to the weapons, but then we run into the problem later on of how do I give you a magic weapon now if all your rune slots are you use, you know, class abilities. So that's why most classes have only one or two abilities that they add to their weapons, and so that they can always fit, you know, another, you know, what we can have 4 slots, right? So they can get another 2, so they could have something that, you know, was a dagger of quickness that adds berserk, like you're saying, or we could have, you know, etc. etc. But yeah, and keep in mind too, you guys just recently leveled up to 10. That's only like halfway through the progression scale. So your characters now are half as strong as they will be in the end. And
That's
there's
so incredible.
a lot of systems
Okay, I'm back.
that hey, what's up, bud?
Sorry.
There's a lot of systems that like you know, for a monk in D&D, they can focus their chi or their ki and, you know, heal themselves. So further down the line, actually I think currently Monday
Hey, Wheeler, what do you mean I stole your strategy? What strategy is that?
Barian also later on down the line receives purple regeneration charm to reflect their ability to just shrug off damage. Um, so that's something to keep in mind too. Is we're only halfway there. Um, so there's abilities that, based on your level, you might not have gained yet, or are just not noticeable enough to affect the gameplay. You know what I mean? So, um, but Remy, now that you're back, if your chat, I don't know if you're streaming tonight or not, but if your chat has any questions, obviously they're welcome to ask. If you want to be mediator for that. And
No questions yet. I did. There's a few of us in here, but
right on.
no one has asked anything yet.
Yeah, no pressure. But
I am actually lurking in Remy's stream right now, and I half wish I was on a different account so I could just ask really dumb questions.
right on. Spicy is actually one of our newest players. Just joined at the beginning of this whole vault search adventure. Haven't had a chance really to work a lot with his backstory or, you know, any of his character development or Spicy's arc if we did figure out one for him yet. But being the newest player, Spicy, do you have any questions about what happened before you joined, or certain things that seem obvious to other players that you are curious about?
I mean, I've been a regular watcher, so I mean, not so much, but
Right, right. Right on. That's darn it. No, that's awesome. And obviously, I remember you being in all the streams and you saying in chat one night that you wanted to play is how you're here. So,
Right.
definitely appreciate that. So, I guess I have a question for you guys. What is everyone's background as far as like tabletop role-playing games where like you're playing, your character like D&D or any other stuff? How long have people been doing stuff?
0 for me.
0. This is your
Yeah.
first role-play. Yeah, right on.
Oh man. Too many to count.
Yeah, Trone is in my book of old school. We we go the way back.
Only since Redbox.
Yeah, that's funny. I was about to ask you when you started playing, but that's at 78 or something.
I was about to say, I'm
79,
assuming you're not
79.
meaning the movie rental company, Redbox.
No.
85, I think, the first time.
Oh really?
that's-
Oh, that's right. The first box was white. Yeah, red
I was-
box was 80.
Oh.
I think
one.
85 or 84. Yeah, you're right.
I
That's
don't
crazy.
want to like I don't want to like age all you guys, but like that was before I was born.
Yeah, no.
I was born in
Birthday boy.
'84.
We know birthday Monday.
That's right. That's right. Was it last week or this week? That's
This
your
Friday,
birthday.
right?
It was wasn't it like Tuesday or Wednesday last week? No, it was Wednesday.
Yeah, that's
right.
right. I couldn't remember if it was Friday last week or if it's coming up. And we lost Monday right when we needed the answer.
I think it's Friday
What?
this week, actually.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
When's your birthday?
Your birthday's Friday this week, right?
Oh, my birthday is Thursday, the 16th.
Oh.
I'll
Heck
be
yeah.
37, I think, or 36. I'm not sure. One or the other.
Heck yeah. Happy birthday.
So I was running D&D campaigns when you were born.
Right.
Which is crazy. I myself have a pretty extensive background in tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons. I didn't really get introduced until my teen years. I'd say like 13, 14. I started playing 3rd edition and then 3.5 D&D. I played Vampire the Masquerade, a handful of other stuff like D20 Modern, the Star Wars role-playing game. I played all of the Warhammer 40K tabletop role-playing games, not the actual 40K. I have played the actual 40K games, but I'm talking about like the D&D style 40K games.
Yeah.
I've also been a game tester for several local game creators in the Western New York area. So I've DM'd like many campaigns, but I am happy to say this campaign has
I appreciate that, Adrian. Make sure you come by during the day too, because then you'll hear me chat a little bit more too. I'm a bit more talkative.
Heck yeah. I do try, It's been hard lately with work, I said. With work, like it's commencement season here, so I've been running all day every day for about 2 weeks now. So, but yeah, my first adventure I DM'd, I might have been 5 or 6. I ran it for my father. I didn't know any of the rules. All I knew is my brother drew on graph paper these maps, and then he would say what was in the rooms, and then you'd fight him and you'd get treasure. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. So my dad played along, and he fought a wolf, and he got the treasure from it, and different things like that. But it wasn't until my teen years that I really got into playing with a group that was outside of my family, or like the kids that my brother was babysitting, or something like that. But yeah, geez, if Trone and I listed off all the versions of RPGs that we played, that would be the entire rest of the stream. So I'll spare you guys those details. But
I'm
Remy,
looking
how
up
long?
my shelf in my office right now. I've got Hero Quest,
Yeah.
Mutant Chronicles, BattleTech, Shadowrun, Marvel Superheroes,
Yeah.
D&D, and that's just on one shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a couple streams ago you mentioned actually quite a few of them. But what about you, Remy? How long have you been playing?
Well, so I never actually played like a D&D role playing game like this since I always
Yeah.
wanted to. I've had friends that have done it before, and like I was always like kind of jealous, like But I used to like play. I used to role play in like MMORPGs. Like I used to play Ultima Online was a game I used to play for like 6 or 7 years, and
Oh yeah.
I was like in 2 guilds in that, and like they were both these role playing guilds, but I finally ended up in like the one that was actually was Kingdom of Winterfell, and this was back in like must have been like 1999, and it was like my friend was like, yeah, she's like, you should start reading these books that our guild is based on. And that was like my first introduction to like Kingdom of Winterfell, and like a lot of the people were playing characters based on the novels. You know, lo and
Right
behold,
on.
like fast forward like was it 20, yeah, it was about what 15 years later that HBO picked it up as an actual show. And I was like, I was
that's
reading those
awesome.
books back in 1999. Little did I know that I'd still be waiting for
Yeah.
new versions to come out since the series is not complete.
Yeah, hopefully they change the ending a little for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had mentioned at one point that you played Ultima.
Yeah.
So you're familiar with the kind of role playing another entity kind of stuff.
Yeah, and like I've always been into like fantasy and RPG, like video game RPGs. None of the tabletop
Oh, yeah.
stuff, but like it's cool to kind of see, like a lot of the terms and the spells and the creatures and stuff will all kind of come from that. So it's like, like
Yeah.
it's like I'm adjacent to it, I guess. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the cool things that D&D was, the first, and almost everything that you do in video games now is, a direct result of this gaming system. Which, if you think about it, is wild, Take that.
Fell the beast.
Nicely done. Yeah. For the amount of time that everybody has under their belts, I think we're doing pretty good. Especially Spicy. The way you kind of lean into whatever's going on, I really appreciate. I don't know if I ever told you that, but
If we're complimenting each other, I would also like to compliment Spicy because I feel like some of the funnest moments are when you do something completely badass and epic, and Long Tom or someone will be like, "How does it go?" And you're just like, "I stabbed it in the face." It's like super short, super quick, super easy, super mysterious, and very funny every single time.
Yeah. And it kind of matches his whole leather, vest, kind of like, his
Edgelord.
character's he's a little edgelord, little jalapeno.
Here's a good question for everybody. Most memorable moment in any RPG you ever played?
Oh.
Mine was the
That's-
repeated cannon shots to the face. Just last stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine is
Those-
also K&K related.
Right on. Yeah, just due to the amount of backstory that might be required, let's limit to K and K. But Monday, yeah, go ahead.
Definitely, honestly. So it's kind of sad. It was like bittersweet. But the episode where Gracie finally went back to the Klombos, like, I don't think I've ever played a D&D game where I was like happy, excited, laughing, and crying at the same time.
Yeah, those couple episodes, especially the one at the end when Gracie finally goes home, was some of my favorite moments too, for sure. Uh, yeah, and that's what I love about this game. It gives you a chance to, like that had every opportunity to be cheesy, and it even was kind of cheesy. You know what I mean? But it was also, like we were losing one of our friends in real life, because they weren't going to be playing with us anymore too. So there was that like, kind of extra oomph behind those episodes. So
Yeah, it is incredible. I love everyone who's playing currently. I think the group is awesome. I also miss Rooster and Abide Guy and Gracie. They were amazing.
yeah, yep. Um, it was fun for me too playing with Abide because I never knew what was going to happen ever, And
Ever.
there's already that aspect to the game because everybody, can make whatever decisions they want to. And I like the when you guys first went to Cutlass Cove and there was the one guard at the top of the tower that wasn't under the like cover of the mist to cover your guys' entrance, and he decides he pulls out a pizza from 3 episodes early and pretends to. I was just like, oh, it was just amazing, stuff like that because I couldn't have predicted that in a million years.
Yeah.
I forgot about that pizza a long time ago. I thought he ate it.
I think a good important lesson, the most important lesson I learned while playing this game comes from Abide Guy. Never eat chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah, that was it. We had lots of good little moments like that too, just little movie reference moments.
I do have some other questions related to the story and the meta, if I am allowed to ask.
Yeah, but before you do, let's find out if Trone or Remy have any favorite moments.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize.
What?
One of my favorite moments has got to be
Oh, it's that guy.
we had to go to the little farm village, or not the farm village, the little shore to get the supplies and everything like that. And we held off the bandit invasion. And I basically faced the whole bandit with one color spray spell.
Wait, he one-shot me and teleported away.
That was fun. Our first experimental big combat, and yeah, you guys crushed it. But yeah, Harry being able to wipe out just anybody who came near them with their color spray ability was pretty entertaining. You just pretty much every round you'd be like, I color spray, and it'd be like, okay, so there was 10 guys and now there's 5.
But I'd have to say the most memorable out of all of it is hand.
Oh, you cut out. Wait, it was what? Sorry, what was the last thing you said?
When I used mage hand to make the one guard look like they were cheating in cards with the other guards.
Oh yeah, way back in the old times. That was still in Tudor Royalton, right?
I think so. In one of the
that's
test
great.
areas.
Yep. Yeah. That was the spot.
Which is one of my most creative uses of mage hand ever.
I feel like I have a couple. I think one of my first times playing, and Haskins came in, and we were fighting these like boss guys, and it was really interesting how like you had like the reactive armor on or whatever, and I forgot that it was even a thing. So it was like, we would hit them and then they would hit us, and I was like, what the heck is that? I'm like, there's that in this, and I'm like, oh my god, there's like, so like that, and just like the builds of that, and like being in that like vicinity of that like cemetery, that cathedral thing.
Yeah, the mausoleum, the
yeah.
tomb of the fallen.
Yeah, that was like really cool. Like I was like, wow, like okay. because that was like a really cool like introduction for me to everything. And then I have to say, I think fighting the giants was that was kind of crazy. Like how like we were like blowing
Yeah.
up these giant things. They were like flying, like things were exploding, and the thing was like flying through the air and like all that. Oh, the mage tower blowing up. That was crazy. Seeing that whole thing collapse and fall. That was a cool
A lot
one.
of things blow up in this game. It's
Yeah. And then of course the running away from you, the giant dragon, and
Again.
and the sea monster too, like that just coming out of nowhere.
it's been fun trying to come up with ways to surprise you guys. That's definitely, in my opinion, like the best part. Because like I mean, I like to build, obviously, but like having a reason, like a direction
Right.
each week, is great for me. And especially the builds that I've been able to do, and certainly, obviously builds that Siri has helped with too, that allow us to break out of the boundaries of what, enemies are available in the game,
Yeah.
Is
And
the game broke?
I think we're all stuck.
oh, we're all frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, and we're all right here, right? Nobody's like gone. Oh, where's drone?
He died.
Oh
That's-
no,
That's why.
that's what's happening. Yeah.
Game's trying to figure out how to
Yeah,
get
but
it
it
back.
down in the village that was nearby, so I don't know why it's taking this long.
Oh, I'm getting a connectivity signal on my screen.
Yeah,
That's
what's about to
weird
boot
because
me.
I can't move, but I can like open windows and look around. And
Yeah.
I can dodge roll. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's and it'll snap you back to wherever you started from when it does unfreeze.
I'm gonna roll off. the
cool. I'm
tree.
gonna see how far I can get.
I'm assuming when it unfreezes, I'm gonna be needing a res because I was fighting that crown wearing dude over there.
Uh-oh.
So I'm probably gonna be dead.
Maybe that's just I should have never brought the Thunderlord out into the world. The world wasn't ready for the Thunderlord.
Yeah, he's killed me
Speaking of
twice.
Why don't they give us that little electric throwing ability as a weapon?
Oh, the like shooting the ball of energy thing. That would be cool.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
like there's a lot of things, that obviously the mechanics are there for. For example, you could make an acid launcher, rocket launcher thing out of the root spit. You know what I mean? There's lots of stuff that if we just had that,
Yeah.
my life would be a lot easier because I could be like, oh well, that's obviously the fireball spell.
Oh, there we go. Just got kicked.
Oh, booted.
I was
We
saying
broke
how
the world.
I would love there to be a spell book and like have some basic spells. I mean, talking about like
Right,
Ultima
right.
Online, it was kind of cool because you'd have your spell book and then you'd have these regents and you'd have to collect, and they were like ingredients for each spell.
Right,
But there's like a lot of like before they added in flying, like I feel like levitating is easy to do, a lightning bolt kind of thing, increased stamina, faster swimming, maybe like levitating stuff.
Yeah.
Just some basic ones that are like you said are just already like in the like are there. And
Hello, how about throwing saber throw on the lightsabers because we have a pickaxe we can throw?
yeah, right? Like
Yeah, that's
oh should we
one of
wait
the things I was
to go back in?
for. It says we're all still in there, so I'm loading a different map.
Oh, now it's waiting matchmaking to commence. I can't even cancel it.
Just so I have things to punch while we're talking. Where I even am.
I'm just chilling. But yeah, stuff like that would be really cool.
Oh, things just
We
hadn't
have the
loaded in yet.
thunderclap spell if we use the Stormblade.
Right. Yeah, and that's also been another kind of thing that, obviously we need to roll with the punches on. When they add things or update the game, now all of a sudden you guys have new abilities or new, things that you can or cannot do, there was a time in K&K when dodging was a class ability, you know what I mean? Because we were so limited with what we could do.
Right.
But now anybody who can press their button can do it, Could I turn that down? I sure can. See, it's funny, I don't even hear the game sounding because I'm not in that audio channel. Yeah, let's see. Anybody have any like storyline questions or anything, or questions about NPCs you have met?
I do. So this question is for you, but it's also kind of for the people watching. I was wondering if there's a chance we would ever get to see some memorable NPCs, such as the green guys, or some of the other lovable NPCs, maybe even like...
What's going on, Dranok? How are you? Welcome to Kaverns and Klombos. This is a Lego Fortnite meets Dungeons and Dragons. We kind of got kicked from our world, so we're waiting to load back in.
Well, I mean, like all things, that's up to you guys. We know Sarge is in the capital, he may become plot relevant again at some point, but that's hard to say, because, for example, I thought, and anything I say in this next little bit is not a judgment, it's a observation, just in case anybody like I thought you guys were going to, after you broke out of prison, go get revenge against Shere Khan, but he hasn't been mentioned since, like, and I was just like, huh. So if
Harry's
there's
still
an
plotting.
NPC, yeah, right. Harry has never stopped plotting it since his jail cell. He was writing on the walls his plan with his fertilizer. But yeah, all of that stuff is pretty much up to you guys. If you guys want to deal with the warden again, you got to go back to the prison. Stuff like that. The only one that you might not run into again is Yoda, because he's now a Force ghost. But then again, he could be anywhere. So maybe you'll run into Yoda again too. Steve the Mimic. Remy, try a spell and bring Steve back, Syria says. Yeah, it's that ship has sailed, Syria. That's
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we permanently respawned Steve.
Yeah. I don't know if cardboard boxes have the required material components for a resurrection spell.
Maybe a reincarnate though from a druid.
Ooh, he could come back as like a end table or something.
That's it. We're no longer concerned about the main storyline. Our new quest is to resurrect Steve, the Mimic.
There you go. That's how it happens. You know what I mean? You guys make a decision, and then I am stuck with it. Another fine example of not being able to plan for things. I had a Kahar, who was the seagull that Remy had started to make friends with in the prison. I had a entire mouse character that was going to use the splinter skin, because Remy's mission to make contact with the animals was going to finally pay off, and then Remy wasn't there that night.
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess we're doing another thing, and that, of course, steered the story farther away now from that, subplot. But I definitely had Kahar. I definitely bought one of the bird skins to represent Kahar in the game. I was going to use the Splinter skin for Nostradamus, who was going to be the oldest rat. There was going to be a whole, I don't know if you guys remember this movie, but The Secret of Nim back in the day.
Yeah.
Where all the hyper intelligent rats formed a community underneath this rose bush, and blah 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 blah. There's a whole thing. Long story short, never happened. So it's hard to know what is and what isn't going to pay off, because again, you guys can just decide that nope, for the next 6 months we're going to try and resurrect Steve. That. And again, it's not a, I'm not complaining. It's not a, admonition or anything. It's an observation, and that's totally one of the most fun parts of the game. And that's part of my job as Cavern Master. For those of you who may be joining us for the first time, this is my Cavern Master skin. To represent the hand that rolls the dice and pulls the strings and builds the Legos. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can't turn around with that tool in my hand. There we go. There he is. Ain't he pretty? But yeah, Syria and I built that banana that you guys just met last episode, 8 months ago. And then we just never went there because the story didn't lead us there, But anybody who plays these games knows that, that's what's up, So it's exciting for me sometimes to get taken off track as it is for you guys, you know what I mean? I forget who asked that question, but I hope I answered it.
Yeah, I
K and K.
Yeah.
And for the most part, that's another question I had for all you players is the parts that have been cooler and the parts that have been less cool for you. For example, and this again, there's different types of players, and that's fine. So there are no wrong answers to this question. But what parts of K and K are the most exciting for you guys, and what parts would you like to possibly make better in the future?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Right, because you got to criticize me to my face, live.
I really enjoy most of it. I mean, the combat is awesome. Both forms of combat is really fun, whether it's the turn-based or it's the actual live action. I think this isn't really a criticism on you. It's more of a criticism on the party itself, me included. But I think sometimes we definitely, I think sometimes we need to ask the right questions, because the whole Shere Khan thing, we never asked his name.
Right.
I wish one of us, I wish I was the one who was hey, what's your name? You know what I mean? But again, that's more of a criticism on us, the party, and not so much you. But
right. That is a interesting thing though, because every time you folks have ever made solid advancement, it's been through conversation actually. The punching things has rarely worked out to your advantage actually. which is
Yeah, that's true. We ended up in jail most of the time.
yeah. Where you got to punch more things, so it worked out, you know. But yeah, that's kind of why I'm asking the question. I want to know what works and what doesn't. But what about Spicy? You got any input there, Sir Neo?
No. Just listen.
Right on.
Feeling
But
absolutely helpless during the whole prison arc as a mage.
Yeah, well,
mm,
I wish I'd have been there for that one.
yeah.
That's what got me really interested, honestly.
Right on. That was another situation where I kind of expected one thing to happen, and it did not even remotely happen. I expected you guys to all like interact more with the gangs. I didn't expect Trone in the middle of his like like outburst to all of a sudden decide to be a like model inmate, stuff like that. So there was story beats that were missed because you guys kind of kept to yourselves, and did which that's fine. But like I had a plan for when you guys got to solitary confinement. There was information to find out if someone made it as far as solitary confinement. There was info to be gathered. There was the Mages gang. There was the Star Wars gang. All the different biomes were represented. And so I figured, well, here's a chance for you guys to gain a whole bunch of knowledge about the world. And then that's not what happened. You know what I mean? So, like, Harry could have had more of a role. Like, for example, when that guy was like, if you need anything, come see us. There was a whole backstory behind like their magical jail cats and yada yada yada, and the plan was honestly to give you magical jail cats and let you be able to do certain things, because of them. But the story didn't go that way. But yeah, so like I said in the past couple streams, the whole vault thing came about because I needed a way to tell the story that wasn't told at the prison. So, that's something, and part of why I'm asking the question is I have struggled a little bit from the beginning between what I show you and what I tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I never at any point was like, you guys should do this because I don't want to railroad you. You know what I mean? When realistically, I should have probably done a little bit more railroading to get to, because it's
Yeah, when you spend a lot of time on a plan or a build and we never make it to it, it's kind of disheartening.
A little bit, for sure, but like like I was saying, it's not unexpected either.
Right.
Because again, like even if like it was just me and Monday playing, I would never be able to guess what Monday was going to do each week.
Right.
I can lay out
That scenario has played out before, and it is always random.
Yeah. So to do that for 4, and at one point, didn't we have 6 players at one point?
I think so. I think there was like 5 or 6 at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, I know when we started there was 5, but at any rate, and then each person has their own idea, and then, there's a D&D joke essentially, like the best way to like get your party to like waste an hour essentially is to put an unlocked door in front of them.
Right.
Because they will literally try everything but the knob, like. I think one of my favorite, actually, like kind of metagame moments was when you guys first did one of the first vaults, and above the door there was one of those black vases, and Tron was like, "Shoot the vase,"
Mhm.
because in Zelda,
The big opening.
yeah, in Zelda though, that's exactly what you do. You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously like there's something in this room to shoot to open this door. And yeah, that may have not been the way you meant it, but that's totally the way I interpreted it, which I was I I was delighted. So, um, but yeah, Remy, what about you, there, boss? You got any?
I mean,
Uh,
really, for me, I don't, just because this has been my first time, so I really don't have much to compare to or anything. I mean,
Right,
my
right.
only thing I would say is maybe
Well,
the jail definitely felt a bit long, and I was like, yeah, it was. I felt like we were all going crazy because I was like, yeah, we're just gonna start trying to like really. I mean, on one hand, it kind of was cool because like we were start to really like just be like whatever. I'm gonna start talking to animals now, like, and started like really
right.
trying to get creative with things.
Yeah, it was like you guys were
yeah.
really in jail.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it felt kind of real. We were really in jail. But yeah, so that was the only thing where I was like, oh, this is. Each day, yeah, we were literally in jail. So like each time we'd log in, we'd be like, okay, back to our cells.
All right, go cook some food now in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But honestly, you not having a lot of experience is kind of an advantage for your as far as your opinion's concerned, because you don't have anything to compare it to. So what works for you and what is kind of not working for you is even more relevant.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess excuse me. Yeah, I guess just in terms of knowing when to our abilities. For me, I guess it was just me trying to understand my abilities more, but that's more of my own thing of like learning as I go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would think that's about it. I think it was just the kind of the going between like the real time fighting and the step by step, but I or like the turn based. But I feel like that's more of like just the limitations of what Lego Fortnite is. Like
Right,
it would be
right.
great if we could like pause the bad guys and actually do a
Right.
turn based.
Yeah. Instead of fighting scarecrows.
Yeah, or like, although it was kind of cool when it was like, if you were controlling the bad guy, and you do it more like in that sense, you're like,
Yeah. And that's something that I would like to do more of. For example, back in the day, and it's been mentioned before when Haskins came.
yeah,
Having, because even with the 5 of us in here, that leaves 3 more slots for people to pop in. So we could, have somebody come in and play a bad guy and do the turn-based thing. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Which, we kind of did with Haskins, but the rules were rougher at the time.
Right.
And because of, the time crunch of getting him in there, I was kind of doing his rolling and deciding what he was doing for him instead of, him playing himself, which, was unfortunate. But like I said, it was his anniversary and,
Yeah.
a bunch of different things. And so we did the best we could with what we had. But no, I would love to do that for sure. And believe it or not, I know a guy who's super into Lego PvP, so he may make an appearance at some point.
that's good.
Yeah, it's fun. One of my favorite things that we did combat-wise was when you guys were all fighting the web designer.
Yeah,
Y'all kind of took a bunch of pot shots at me as I ran around the web, and then, we kind of just did a little, impromptu PvP, and, it wasn't amazing or anything, but, it was definitely fun to fight something that wasn't just gonna die the second you looked at it.
Yeah.
And that's a little secret for you guys. We've been playing on hard difficulty for like 6 or 7 weeks now, because you guys were just crushing everything that I put in your way.
That actually makes so much sense.
That's why I've
now.
died
Oh
9
my
times tonight.
Yeah. No, because I noticed like a while back, like I went from like never dying in those kind of combats to like every single time I get respawned.
I thought it was just because I was used to the Minecraft combat because I've been playing Minecraft so much.
Right. Hitting the wrong button to dodge.
Yeah, dude, the first week in Minecraft, I died 1,000 times trying to dodge. There is no dodge.
And now we know. But yeah, like I was saying, you guys were just like, you'd run into a brute and just like smoke it. There was no danger. There was no, nothing. I think I actually turned it on for the dragon fight or for the first time. When that. So if you guys have noticed, since you fought that Klombo, things have been a little harder in the world. That's why. Here's something we didn't get to see the other night. Inside the brown banana, the eldest banana staff, there is a lighthouse light, so you can see it from far away. At least you used to be able to. You used to be able to see it from like 400 meters, and now you have to get within draw distance and then back up. It's silly.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because last week I spent like 15 minutes behind the Grand Dananad just to see if there was like, there any entrance? Is he hollowed out? Can I get inside this thing?
Yeah, we had grand plans for this banana, but this one's just a sculpture.
Oh, everyone take notes. Notice how he said this one. That has implications.
Uh-oh, I've been caught in a verbal verbal technicality. But yeah. What about you, Trone? What's been working and not working for you as far as our system so far?
So far, so good, man. Like, no complaints. Like, I feel powerful as a barbarian. I felt useful as a mage. Like, I mean, for what we have to work with, we've done a pretty good job so far, I would think.
Heck yeah.
Like, it's
yeah.
nice being able to stand in front of, like, 10, 15 enemies and just soak up damage, so... Like, some...
Right.
I would like to see more magic added to the game, or items that let us use more magic stuff to make it more fun to be magic.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's been, like I've been saying, it's been the hardest thing to do, like, because, there's a certain aspect of, like, destructibility to the world that I'm, like, totally fine with, Sometimes I build things specifically for you guys to break them. But then, any spell that we would be able to emulate, like say fireball or something like that would actually do a ton of damage,
Lateral damage.
Then it just it's gonna wipe out the structures. It's gonna wipe out anything that's connected to it, which is unfortunate. So like I've been thinking, obviously for like area effect spells, just giving you whatever X amount of poison jars or whatever, but yeah, like you're saying, hopefully they'll add even just like a few more items to the game that'll make it a little more viable of a class. Something that I've been kind of going back and forth on with you guys because it's kind of unregulatable is cantrips and stuff like that. Because cantrips, for those of you who aren't aware of D&D, it's a little magic thing that your wizard can just do whenever. It doesn't require them to use a spell slot, or which is you have a certain number per day that you can use. But cantrips you can just do whenever. So how do I represent that in a game that's fair? You know what I mean? So one of the things I've been thinking about doing for you spellcasters is to represent your cantrips is just giving you like an E11 blaster, and you have one E11 blaster per day. And once it's done, you don't get another one until you long rest, and it's the best I can do, with the mechanics that we have. And even that though is still a little bit like much, and we're still working on spells in live combat versus, turn-based combat, stuff like that. So we've got a lot of work to do yet, but I have to agree with you, Tron. I think we've been doing all right so far. Let's see. Did Spicy get a turn to? Did Spicy want a turn?
Trying to find where Spicy went.
You're somewhere. Maybe he never rejoined the world. Might be. Yep, it's just you, me, and Monday in the world right now.
Oh, let me come back. I didn't realize we were all back in there.
Yeah, I'm just riding Prime Minister Buttercakes around in circles.
I'm traversing back and forth between Buttercakes and Brock, just observing what everyone's doing and trying to use the fishing pole to cause shenanigans.
Hey, Remy's back,
I'm coming.
dressed as an adventurer. I dig it.
Am I? It should be.
Oh, the Adventure Peely one popped up.
Interesting. Yeah, I was that earlier and then I switched, but sometimes it does that where it doesn't update right away.
Yeah, in the party, you're the right banana. So all right. Do you guys want to shoot each other with stuff for a while and punch each other and see what happens?
Yes, always.
Let's roll.
All right. If you guys want to meet up on me, we'll figure some things out. Ugh. That was my leg. I gotta throw a golem at this bear.
Bear's done.
Leroy Jenkins.
Get him, bear. Oh, get him, buddy. No, don't fight the bear, Monday. Well, that wasn't fair.
That's why he's the Leroy Jenkins.
He had a 6.89 repeating, of course, chance.
Right. Oh. You can dodge a rock. You can dodge a dodgeball. So, it's hard for me to pin down a true favorite moment because my expectation versus reality is not always what happens, but it's always fun no matter what happens, like watching you guys work through something, or figuring out what to do next, because you guys always come up with something that's lagged that's awesome. You know what I mean? And like I said, even when it's not the way I thought it would go or intend to, like the way you guys problem solve and the way you guys portray your characters, that's definitely my favorite part overall. And because there's so many different situations that I've been in over the weeks, and so many different scenarios, like.
How
come
I'm Viking right now?
How come I'm frozen but none of you are?
That is strange.
That's very interesting. Oh, I'm unfrozen! Yay! I'm free! I'm free!
Little present for you.
Free tax.
You.
Right.
Water.
Nice. Does it have a reverse?
Yes, it does.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna guess this is reverse. Good guess. I'm gonna guess this is turn. Yeah. Okay. Got my own little war right now.
Oh, we gotta golem.
Yeah, Golem that's downed me a couple times already.
Oh. The golem, I'm backing up. I didn't know he was down here. That's awesome.
Oodle.
Yeah. There's so many things that I would love to be able to do for you guys, but just the way the physics in the game work. Like, I would have loved any of the times you guys were on the Conquistador to go and have like ship-to-ship combat, but any explosions launch things. There's no, means to do like water versus water combat that's gonna be fair or fun. I would love to do more stuff like the giant, we did with giant, but we all know what happened when you hit them with stuff and they just go launching. So yeah, it's been a fun. That's a lot of dynamite. It's been fun for me to like try and figure out ways that you guys can fight things that aren't the enemies.
That's funny. It puts you on a float if you're in the water.
Get him, Healy Peely. You're our only hope.
Thank you.
Dynamite. Run. Ow! I've been playing other games too. That's not dodge. But yeah, so my favorite part is watching you guys figure out a problem in character. If there was one thing I would like to see more of is like communication and teamwork. Because, for example, some of you, you all use different weapons, and each weapon, has their own like little ability. For example, the daggers from behind do more damage, which is a possibility of both Monday and Spicy. So if like were to tank, and they could get around behind, something you're fighting. Now I know this isn't always going to work in this situation, but that's just not the way the AI works in the game either. But yeah, just more like letting each other know what you're doing in those live action moments before jumping in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would be a good idea to try and work on more cohesive communication within the group.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of these situations that, especially with it,
Ready,
the higher
lead him to the shore.
difficulty.
Lead him to the shore.
I'm gonna grab some aggro on these guys. Come here, you. Come here. Come to the shore. Come on, you can do it.
Yo, the
Stand
dynamite
right
guys
here.
are freaking crazy.
Get him, drone. But yeah, a lot of the situations where you guys do go down, I think it's because, for example, Remy was watching the show over there when they were there, or whoever happens to be, and there's also, there's only so much that you can be self-reliant for healing as well, which is why, like, Remy's so clutch, so, yeah. But overall, obviously, like, I'm having a blast, or I wouldn't be here every week, because this, too, for me, is one of my longest running campaigns in, probably 2 decades, like, beyond my, like, teen and early 20s. So, yeah, I'm definitely a huge fan of what we're doing, and everybody's contributions to it, so. Let's see. Catching up on chat.
You can on golems.
There's one way to find out. Have some. Oh, do golems throw rocks at pirate ships? That's a good question too.
Oh, yeah, they do.
You just staggered him with that. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm not sure if you read chat, but Spicy will be right back.
Yeah, I did catch that. Dude, if you can keep him staggered, that's the thing. Oh, see ya.
Okay. That's gonna be in my
And
top coolest K&K things.
Drowning a golem with a cannon, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Then a baby goes locker.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I used to have so much time on my hands, injured, to like test mechanics, and when there was an update, see if ships still reacted that way when you shot them with a blaster, or whatever thing I needed figuring out. But since I've been back to work these past couple weeks, it's been, like I said, non-stop. Because it's commencement season, so I haven't got to do much of that poking around that I would like to. And then, like I mentioned earlier, some of it I just can't do by myself. I don't know what just exploded behind me, but I'm guessing it was a cannon from the... Ah!
Quick, everyone take them to Long Tom.
Chaos!
I love the things that explode. Look at it. God.
I survived. Look at all this.
Do we get to keep the loot we get from today?
I'm gonna have to go. Oh, you can only have 2 golems out? I thought you could have 3.
I got my money on the tomato golem.
Oh no. Who did you just throw that rock at? Oh wait, you. Okay, I thought he threw it at the ship. Damn it, I missed. No! Holy guacamole. I
You chase
have no
after them?
idea where I'm gonna respawn.
No, they don't go after them.
Which one?
No, I was hoping those little exploding guys go after the car.
Ooh.
That's not fun.
Oh no. I'm okay.
That's why, like, what's fun is, where are they?
Come back.
What? He still got me. What?
Help! I got punched. Help, help, help. Drone! Back the ship up! No! Oh god, I missed. No, drone!
Get it, get it.
Room, bitches! You almost broke the cannon for that. That's fun. This is a fun thing too, like this blaster just stopped doing all that fighting. So you guys can like throw out like meat pies and stuff for like just regular meat and distract enemies with the fight. So it's a cool thing, but that's the game engine we got. You put that down just as I
Update is
real
real.
my thing. Yeah. You see
We'll see
if
if the An update is real in June.
oh yeah, no, that's honestly, that is one thing I would love to see in Lego Fortnite is more Fortnite. You know, there's POI prefabs that we could be getting, you know, like bunch of different things, you know.
Sword reels.
Right? Any tilted, you know, all the clock tower.
What about Crime City?
Yeah, right. But you know, any of the like stuff that, you know, like yeah, we got like the Der Burger stuff, but that we had to buy and you know, stuff like that. So it'd be nice to see I don't know, just any Fortnite stuff coming over. That anything that's directly tied to Fortnite. Whether it be builds or, you know, items. You know, give us a chug cannon, give me a flame bow, give me a, you know, stuff like that. That would be fun. Cause yeah, and again, all ties back into being able to do the different classes justice. Like if we had a flame bow, the flame arrow spell would be really easy to recreate, you know. If we had Molotov cocktails that, you know, damaged only wood, like structures, then I could make a stone dungeon for you to fireball to the end of the day, you know. But for now it's just the poison jars, my friend. Ah, I'm being attacked by irradiated somethings. Who just shot all of them?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where's my axe missing?
That's it's gonna be problems for everyone.
That's a fun combo. It's like the scorpions themselves aren't that dangerous, but then they explode and set off all the dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I was standing right by all the dynamite, and you launched a scorpion, and I'm like, I'm just gonna activate this dynamite barrel, and the next thing I know, I turn around and all the barrels are going off.
Yeah, that was my most devious and deadly trap in all of the vaults was gonna drop a dozen scorpions into the room with you guys.
Oh, I remember you even showed us the ceiling where they would fall, but they had despawned by then.
Yeah. But that was fun too. For example, the vault, I expected you guys to kind of like pick your way through slowly, you know, and like make sure you had gotten everything, and nah. And some incredible way you guys just picked the most direct route there as well, to like to the end. Like I didn't see that coming. But yeah,
Very in danger sense.
right. Yeah. Oh, speaking of some danger sense, you got an angry Klondo. You make it matter.
Oh no, it caused lag. Great.
Great.
Go
I
ready.
just want to shoot the Klombo.
Oh no, Klombo, look out!
That golem's tough. Man, I kind of expected more from this Klombo. Oh no!
Oh, look how he dies.
Super pressing. Oh, that that golem's barely even hurt. Womp womp. I don't know. What's that?
Tell Gracie look away if she's watching. Klombo's done.
Yeah. I don't know if they changed it, but I know I definitely tested back in the day just building a bunch of dynamite barrels to lure a brute into. And any barrels that he set off himself did no damage to him. Any barrels that I set off did do damage.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
Can you-
interesting game mechanic for sure.
Are we not able to make boulders?
Mm-hmm. They're in equipment.
Oh, small boulder. Boulder.
Oh! I'm sorry, Gollum, I didn't mean it. Couldn't play that game.
That's pretty cool.
The big ones
There's
are
earthquake
terrible.
spell.
That's a good
Yeah,
spell.
they only kind of work. Sometimes the small ones are better, but the big ones break on almost every surface that you throw them on, so there's really no point in it.
No, let's get the
But yeah.
small ones.
That's definitely things I've been trying to think about incorporating into the game. You know, like there's no reason why Brock couldn't pick up a rock and throw it, you know, like a boulder. But at the same time, it does so little damage. It would, you know, it's hard to incorporate because it would be like just a pointless feature almost.
Oh man, that was reminding me of something I did in Baldur's Gate 3 today. I was messing around with the Barbarian class, and on one of the quests, the Barbarian has the option to rip a door open instead of having to use the mechanism to open it. You had to roll a 15 or higher.
AD bold.
And my question is now,
Well, that's interesting as all get out. I've never seen that before. When you throw the large boulder, before it hits the ground, it's like a piece of top of the core.
probably gonna make the game crash. There's so many boulders in the water now.
Which symbol is our little village outside the bastion?
It's like,
It is
Gollum.
pushing face at 24. The village is at 24, and then the green face south of it is your bastion.
Ah, cool.
Boy, there's a lot of rocks rolling around.
Now the question.
Crazy how many rocks are down there. How many rocks do you think we can put down there right now? Will this be how the stream ends? We crash the game with boulders?
I can help.
Hello, Adrian Buff. How are you doing? You're catching us just at the end of our K&K Q&A, but feel free to ask us anything. Currently, we're trying to figure out how many large boulders it takes to crash the game. Whoa! Look at this down here. You see all that just blow up?
I was using some thermal detonators. Oh my god, there's a lot. It's getting laggy.
Yeah, we put a lot of rocks in the water.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting out of there. Trying to add a little realism to the little village over there with the ship that'll take us to our bastion.
There you go.
Oh,
Oh.
lag.
Oh, oh, did I break it? Did I finally break the game?
No.
Came back. I wonder how much stone is above those rocks right now. Crazy. Alright. I'm gonna get Prime Minister when I recall what I've done with Prime Minister. Oh, there he is. I'm gonna head over to the village. Because next week, when we join back up, we will celebrate. What that adventure will be, I do not know. It depends how many more gigs I get this week, I guess. Let's see. Let me make sure.
Brock's fishing boat for trying to catch the sea serpent so we can get his dinner again.
There you go.
Someone was saying that the brutes no longer have like a perimeter. They can keep going now.
Oh yeah, I'd heard that. That's I heard enemies in general don't have a like they'll just keep chasing you until you can lose them. So that's pretty cool.
This will be fun. The golem found a tribe of tomato heads.
Ooh.
Going the wrong way though now. I like watching how far. Oh, he just lagged. I like watching how far he can throw the boulder though.
Yeah. The brute spitball has always amazed me.
Oh yeah.
That they can shoot that. Like they are masters of like trajectory. Like they get you over. Like, they don't even.
Watch
They don't even need to be able to see you.
Yeah, I'd never really done this before. Oh, he's destroying it.
They're fighting a golem in the boat.
Oh my god.
Whatever you guys do on your way home, don't go past the steps.
The rain in the water is not much different right now.
No. It's crazy that that's still a thing. It's been what, like a month that it's been raining.
Wait, where are we going now? Are we just going home? Let's go home.
Yep. I was just heading over there for
Where is
the
home?
heck of it. It is the two markers. One is the village and one is the house. And now one is the village.
Oh, this over. Wait. Yeah, wait. I should have looked before. Gotta be one. This cave right here.
If you look on the map where I am, on the
Yes.
Ele Anya Island,
Yeah.
the green house at bus stop 24 is your little island, and
Okay.
the green skull right below that is the cave. Wee. Do 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 do.
No.
Home again, jiggity jig.
About 700
down.
clicks out from it.
So we are coming up rapidly on 10 o'clock here. It's 9:56 Eastern time. We generally stop around 10. So if there aren't any more questions, we could do outros, and we can figure out what you guys want to do next week. Or figure out what you want to do next
Alright.
week and then do outros. Whatever, however you feel like doing it.
I want to punch a dragon next week.
It's definitely a possibility.
Hey Trunks, welcome in. This is getting to the tail end of our Kaverns and Klombos with the Long Tom Lounge. But yeah, to tune in next week, same time, 8 to 10, where you can catch me on during the day between 12 and 4.
Never do it.
Oh, it's awesome. But yeah, I think that's a capital thing, but like a grasslands thing, but it definitely wouldn't hurt to have. Because who knows, it might work like you're a foreign delegate, so you can't be charged in a foreign country, or
Well, if I can't get an adventurer's permit, I'm going to get a letter of marque.
There you go. Go down, stop by the Cutlass Cove postal office and fill out the appropriate forms. Hey, you made it. Nice. I got here just as you got here. That's fun. I'm gonna bring the Conquistador around. Use a Yodak finally.
This game's still like, I still get like surprised at how gorgeous this game looks.
Yeah,
These
like
islands and everything. It's like,
yeah, the especially sunrise and sunset times. I'm just like, geez, like they did not have to go this hard, like it could have been just like the grass could have been studs, you know what I mean? Like
yeah. I also get like overwhelmed with like all the cool spot. Like, oh, I want to build there. Oh, I want to build like a thing there. Like, oh, that'd be so cool. Like, it's just so many spots.
yeah. Room. I should have been turning my camera sooner. I didn't see your boat. I'm sorry. I almost murdered you.
That's okay.
It's hard to see in this thing.
It don't take long to rebuild this boat.
Yeah, it's close enough to the dock. It's a serviceable distance. And I can inflate the flight balloons without damaging anything, so I'm happy with that perk and job. But yeah, we know quite a few things about the world. The Daily Blunderbuss and Cutlass Cove situation. Cutlass Cove obviously still needing of repairs, I'm sure. The Blunderbuss being a source of information. If you guys can trade them information. It's been offered that hey Monday, could you delete the latest comment in the chat for me?
Yep, no problem.
and then kick whoever that is. Um, but yeah, the information that they were looking for, you had let them know about the warden's nefarious deeds, and yeah, they said if you guys could acquire proof that they would run the story and help you guys find out anything you needed in the future. We also have the Shere Khan storyline that we could revisit.
Izzy card. Yeah, we were just kind of finishing up Kaverns and Klombos. Tonight was kind of like a Q&A. We were just kind of talking about different things we've done in the game and just what we'd like to see and any backstory. But we're wrapping it up about in a little bit. Good to see you though.
But yeah, that's something for you guys to think about if you want to think about it and answer me in our K&K Discord. We can do it that way. We could take a vote on several different things, and we could also do something that I didn't even mention. Maybe your guys have personal goals that you want to achieve, which actually was something I wanted to ask you guys about. Talk about your characters and their goals essentially. But I forgot about it until just right now. So
Everybody knows what Harry's goal is already.
right, revenge on the grasslands essentially,
Oh yeah,
or just the prison in general.
one-man war.
Right on. Because that's also an option too. Heading back to places we have been to see what has changed and the effect of you guys having been there, obviously. You do know one giant in the world. You've met a ton of NPCs. You can go all the way back to the beginning and find out what happened to Hayseed. Anything's possible.
New quest: resurrect Hayseed and Steve, or combine the two. Hey Steve.
Reincarnate Steve into Hayseed's body.
Okay, sorry about that. I was dealing with that. What was the question?
Pretty much the direction you guys want to go next week.
What if?
Oh,
we did,
go
like-
ahead, Remy.
I was gonna say sorry. Like I was gonna say like maybe some pretend on doing like some side quests. So like we go to like one of the towns we visited to make do, and we just kind of talk to the villagers, and it's like we do simple things like collect a certain amount of like wolf claws or something. Like I can't believe I'm pitching fetch quests, but I don't know. Maybe like sometimes I feel like it's kind of like if you're drawing or something, you just kind of scribble, or you kind of just aimlessly draw, and then like that kind of makes your brain flow. So like in the same sense, then you start to come up with larger, like, oh, what if we do this now, or what if we make this, or so maybe if we do like a couple, like help the NPCs of the village out, and maybe I don't know if we want to return to one of the villages, or we find like a new small village somewhere and we just do some small quests and just see if that like sparks something that like we end up having to check out or something.
Yeah.
Just an idea.
There's a totally place to do that, like and places to do that relate back to the story. You guys could go to Cutlass Cove, for example, help them rebuild. You guys could do some actual building and have to go out into the world and find the materials. Or Monday sells all their crystal spiderite gems that they have, to buy resources, and you guys have.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like
and, that that gets you guys X amount of resources to pull from to repair the place. You know, it's all kinds of stuff we can do.
And then also
Um,
kind of helps our like role playing chops as well. Help us get into the
Oh, yeah.
character, or you know, grow our character's personality more and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because one
Dropship's
thing,
been marked with his colors.
one thing I would like to incorporate more, I think, part of what made the giant fight so fun was Rooster building the boom barrel launcher, but
Oh yeah.
only getting to do like a few pieces each turn, et cetera, et cetera, and it had its own movement. I'd like to see you guys able to build more and like manipulate the world more, just in general. Because for example, like there was wizards that came in and they cast wall of stone, so you guys couldn't chase after them immediately, and like you being able to shape stone and like form a bridge and stuff like that. Um, I'd like to unlock more ways for you guys to be able to play Lego in K and K.
It'd be cool maybe if there was like we discover some kind of like artifact that's called like the build the like the what are they called? The alchemist's like tool or something, and then it just allows us the ability to build, and then like a limited kind of thing, but something like that where like then we can incorporate like building things or building puzzles or something into like the quests
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Or even just like simple stuff like you guys need to get up there and you build, a stone set of stairs. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
anything like that. Like, yeah, because we are after all playing Lego. So,
Yeah.
It's
and
tied into Lego lore with master builders.
right, yeah, and even if we weren't in Lego, it doesn't take, you know, if I wanted to go down and put a piece of wood across the local stream, I could definitely do that.
Yeah.
I don't even need I don't need any training. I can just get a piece of wood, throw it across the water. Um, so yeah, I'd like to figure out a way to present more opportunities for you guys to get that in there as well. Which, um, as I mentioned, I was gonna try and incorporate more for you, Remy, and for Trone's character Harry, to be able to do that. Part of my plan for that already is you found Roma's journal last time, and it's going to be a way for all of you to learn uh, force abilities, for lack of a better term. Because, as we're discovering, this entire world is connected in some way. There's a a fabric throughout it, a code that connects you all, and you know, this may be some kind of almost video game scenario where there's an above world that exists, and maybe you guys are figuring out using Roma's journal how to manipulate the code, or use the force, or magic, or and that's going to allow you to, you know, do these things. So, and thank you, Monday, for getting rid of that. That was, I'm pretty sure I know exactly who that was. They like to talk about hamburgers usually. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Um, if you guys don't have any other questions, and nor does chat, then we can do outros.
Quick
And
question.
yes, sir.
The mailboxes have the tag encounter added to them.
Yeah, no, they always have. They are one of the items that in survival you have to discover out in the world in a treasure chest. The recipe, you can't just get it. One of the most frustrating things about survival, because they added that later. It wasn't there originally in the game, but they added it, and in order to for these things to pop up, it had to be at a place you hadn't visited.
Oh, like
But-
the bunch of couches on top of the chest type thing.
Yes, exactly that. But because of the kind of player I am, I had already gone checking every single place looking for villagers, and so now there's like just I may never get the like large mailbox ever, So but yeah, that's for those of you watching in chat, that's how you know how to find your things in survival. If you've ever wondered why you get stuff in sandbox that you don't get in survival, they're there. They're just hiding. But yeah, you guys want to roll the only initiative of the night to do outros, or throw fingers, or
I don't actually have my dice next to me. I didn't think we would need them tonight.
right on? We could PvP. First person down goes last. I don't know.
I got 16.
We're all so far away. I wish I was
All
next to everyone. I would just start throwing punches right now.
All right, Tron, give me a roll.
18.
18, and Monday, pick a number between 1 and 20.
14.
14. All right, Tron wins initiative. Tron, lead us out, bud.
All right, guys. Welcome to just a chill stream that we had this evening, talking about K&K, what we've been doing over the last almost year now. Seeing some lore on the world, and getting to answer some of our deeply felt questions. Always appreciate being able to be a part of this. It's kind of one of the things that keeps you going during the week. And I do appreciate that, hanging out with all you guys doing it.
Heck yeah, brother. Same, for sure. I know no matter, what happens at work or, whatever, I got stuck behind driving home, that when I get home, there's K&K, and that's awesome, So, thank you, as always, for being here. And everybody make sure to check out Tron Gaming on YouTube. Playing a variety of games now, which is exciting. Baldur's Gate 3, which is the core mechanics of D&D, which we're trying to emulate here. And you're starting a Lego Star Wars role-play server, correct?
Yeah, I've been messing around with that for a little bit. I got the first 3 areas started off, a rough outline of kind of how I would like a story to go type deal. And it's open for anybody who wants to join.
Right on. You can find Tron at Tron Gaming, obviously, in his comment section. But if you were to join the Council of Bricks, exactly, we a bunch of us, all of us in here actually right now, are in the server. We all have our own little showcase channels and our own little Russian doll discords within the larger Discord. So it's pretty fun. And so anybody's welcome to come join it. We've got a bunch of people in there. So many people, and many creators who have a similar setup as well. So
Not to mention some people who've just returned recently to the game.
that's right. And some surprisingly big names that you wouldn't expect to hang out with little old me. So yeah, hopefully we will see you all there. If one of you wants to drop a link in the chat, there you're welcome to. And then Remy with 16.
All right. I want to say thank you, again for having me in Kaverns and Klombos and doing this. I kind of like these little interlude sessions where we discuss things and talk and just kind of like just share ideas and stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, you can find me streaming on Remy Lexington. Tomorrow, from 12 to 4, I'm a part of that Creators for a Cure, and I'm gonna be streaming for a charity for type 1 diabetes.
Oh, cool.
So that'll be between 12 and 4 tomorrow. come on by. See, I'm gonna be building a kind of like a vacation spot for Rufus the bear, who is the mascot of the charity, the Type 1 diabetes charity.
Right. On.
So,
That's I think Haskins is gonna part of that too, right?
yeah.
I hadn't even heard about it until I saw his post, and now where did you hear about the?
Brave builds. When I popped
Oh,
into
yeah.
his stream, and it's actually because his son has type 1 diabetes, so he was kind of
No.
chosen to be kind of like a I don't know, like a leader to to his group charity thing. So he's kind of
Yeah,
he
yeah.
invited me to do it, and then he invited I guess like a whole bunch of other people too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's awesome. That's incredible.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't get out much, so I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have
Um,
unless I popped into his stream like that.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, Richie, you are catching us right at the end. We did a Q&A. You're definitely welcome to join the Discord, obviously. And you can ask us any questions you would like there. I've got my own little section of the Discord with the Cavern Klombos area. Feel free to tag us in anything you want to know. But yeah, Remy, that is awesome. So everybody, definitely check out Remy Lexington on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch.
Yep.
Are you on Twitter as well?
I am on Twitter, but I don't really post that often on that.
Right.
All the socials, but I
Um,
don't stream. Yeah, I don't stream on Twitter.
Yeah. So, is that like a donation thing, or they're gonna
Yeah, they'll
like
have donations.
based on views, or
No, I think it's just straight up donations. I'll
that's awesome.
mainly be streaming through Twitch, but so I'll have like a link pinned in that. But I also put up an overlay where there's like a little QR code in the corner that you should be able to scan, and it should take you to the page to donate as well.
Heck yeah.
So
That's awesome.
every little bit helps if you can. So
What's the date for that?
Well, it's just gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be tomorrow's.
Tomorrow, okay.
Yeah, tomorrow. Was it the 14th, May 14th, and I'm gonna be do 12 to 4 p.m.
Sweet.
Eastern time.
Heck yeah. That's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
And as mentioned many times before, I definitely appreciate you having you here. I'm glad you're a part of this whole thing.
Heck yeah, man.
So,
I like
but
being a
that
play
will
tester.
bring us. Yeah, right. It's almost like you can't even tell you're part of an experiment.
Yeah.
The electrodes plugged into your temples are what allow that to happen. You can't even tell. We neuralize your prefrontal cortex, so you can't even distinguish reality anymore.
I honestly think I'm a banana.
Yeah. I can't wait for us to get into our episodes that are like Star Wars related, because my Star Wars banana puns are next level. Like, it's gonna be great. But that will bring us to Monday Olives. Take us on out.
I'm Monday Olives, and you've been watching Kaverns and Klombos live here on YouTube. You can catch us every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 p.m. at the Long Tom Lounge, where we bring you the best that LEGO Fortnite role-playing has to offer. Join us next week as we sort out the chaos, and no, we definitely won't. It will be pure and utter chaos. I'm back, baby. I'll be streaming Friday night create on a creative server where I'm just going to be building some crazy stuff. I had a bit of a period where life hit me hard, but I'm back in the saddle. I got some stuff coming up. All my major plans that I was working on before are kind of on hold for the moment, but I will be working on something special over the summer, and I hope you guys will join me for my live streams. And of course, you can always catch me here every Tuesday night.
Heck yeah, Monday. As Monday noted, Monday Olives on YouTube. new content incoming, which is exciting news. Definitely noticed your absence when you were transitioning, so it'll be good to have you back.
Yeah, it's been a couple crazy months, but I finally got things working out.
Heck yeah. And once you get situated, we'll have to take you on a personal tour to the dragon so you can see all that, because I know you missed those episodes. So.
Oh yes, please. That was I actually did the recap after the episode with the big episode with the dragon, and it was probably the hardest recap I ever had to write because the whole time I'm just like, I wish I was there.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yo, thank you so much for the sub, Prime. That was awesome. Appreciate that.
And the fear effect is gonna, you're not gonna be able to break it, and then the Onceler shows up on the unicorn, and breaks the fear.
Big Meat, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Big Meat Sunday. Hell yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. But yeah, no, stuff like that even is great for me, because obviously, a lot of this is coming from other sources of media, a lot of pop culture and stuff. And if I can set up a situation that like starkly reminds you of a movie, like then I did my job. And so as much as it was like, darn it, he saw through it, I was like, yes, he knows what I meant. So, but yeah, I think that is gonna do it for us tonight. I'm Long Tom. This has been the Long Tom Lounge. We get together every week, Tuesday night, 8 to 10 p.m. for our version of Lego D&D. We like to call Caverns and Klombos. We're running around the world to play Wellia, learning the lore and fighting the baddies, and sometimes finding out we're the baddies ourselves. But we always have a lot of fun. So we will continue our adventure next week. Like I said, I'll hit you guys up in Discord to see kind of what direction you're feeling like leaning towards. As always, I mean I've got a ton of stuff in the chamber. If I have to shoehorn an adventure in, I will. But I'd rather we keep going in the direction we've been. But yeah, thank you everyone in chat who came out, everybody in Remy's chat who came out to check out our little adventures here. And we hope to see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And yeah, Stonecore, good to see you out here as well tonight. For those of you who don't know, that's in the Discord, Kabuto Sushi, I believe is their name. But yeah, I guess now the only thing left to do is say goodnight, adventurers.
Good night,
Good night,
adventurers.
adventures.
I gotta tell you, that's my favorite part every week.
Oh, so existential crisis Legos. I hear that, man. I hear that. Yo, A1, GG. Yeah, we're wrapping it up. Big Meat. We'll talk more about you joining the club. Let me know. All right, I'm gonna be logging off. You have a good one. Everyone have a good one. Until next time.
This village. We now have shipping lanes.
It's time, brother. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. You guys all have a good night. I'll catch you all in the morning, in the afternoon, tomorrow.